guys, welcome back to my channel. Simone here. Today is going to be the first in a little Scooby-Doo series that I'm doing, as you might all know, and if you don't, I'll link the announcement down below. But right now, probably as this video goes up, definitely as I'm filming it, I'm not sure as how I'm going to get them up, in what order or at which stage, but the Scooby-doo-athon that I am hosting, and my co-hosts being Emily from Novel Novels and Clint from Reads Readers, is currently going on, and I'm absolutely loving every single moment of it. It's fantastic. So today I wanted to start with my personal favourite of the Scooby-Doo gang, and that is Velma. Velma is always my favourite. I absolutely love her. I think she's so amazing, and she's just one of those characters that I have always wanted to be and aspired to be in a lot of ways. And I love the fact that she also has her flaws as well, and in fact all of the Scooby-Doo gang do. But yeah, so I'm going to do a video per character, I think, and do like books that are inspired by them. So I've basically picked kind of like 5 key things about each character, and I've picked a couple of books per like mini prompt for myself, just ones I've read and what I think that you would love too. These are not necessarily books that you could read for this readathon, in terms of the books that I say now are not necessarily going to fit for the Velma like prompt in the Scooby-doo-athon, which, if you don't know, is that the genius protagonist. I have made a genius protagonist video though, so I will link that one down below, so you can go and check that out. But these are just other books. This is kind of like, I don't know, I just love a bit of Scooby-Doo. So yes, today I'm going to be doing Velma inspired books, and yes, I have 5 prompts or 5 things about her that I wanted to talk about. And yes, I hope that you like this little series. So the first one is the colour orange. Now Velma is very well known for, she always has a orange sort of turtleneck type jumper and orange socks and orange basically everything. So she always immediately comes to mind when I think of the colour orange. I wanted to pick 2 books that have orange covers that I wanted to talk to you about. So the first one is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee, which is actually probably my favourite classic of all time other than Jane Eyre. And to be honest, I was also thinking about this in terms of orange books that kind of make me think of Velma as well. And To Kill a Mockingbird definitely has that. It has the intelligent side, which is what Velma is very much known for. She's very intelligent, and To Kill a Mockingbird is about a lawyer who is defending a man accused of a crime, and so that side of it definitely reminds me of her. It also has a lot of kind of sticking up for what is right, which I think is definitely something that she does. Yeah, so very much this book reminds me of Velma in a lot of ways. So yes, definitely a Velma book, and it's orange, which just means it's like Velma packaged nicely. The other one I wanted to talk about was The Martian by Andy Weir. This is not a book that I actually loved, to be honest with you. I liked it, it was okay, but it was a bit too sciencey for me. But I think for that reason it's a perfect Velma book, because she's very sciencey and very brainy, and she probably would read it and know exactly what they were talking about and how to make the potatoes grow, on Mars and stuff. So yeah, definitely one that I think is Velma inspired and would probably get the tick of approval. So then the next one is that she is brainy, and I think she's brainy, intelligent, smart, whatever word you want to use for it. She is very brainy. And so again, I have 2 books to talk about. The first is one of my favourite books, and that is The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer. Stephenie Meyer is the author of Twilight, that you probably know, but she wrote The Chemist, which I personally really enjoyed. It was actually an adult kind of like thriller-y crime kind of book, and it follows a woman who is a chemist, so she has a lot of knowledge of kind of science, and she uses that to her advantage in trying to figure out what's going on. And yeah, she's amazing. The main character is one of my favourite characters I've ever read from, actually. And so yeah, The Chemist is a perfect book that just, I think if Velma got put into that situation, she would 100% be that kind of person. So yes, definitely The Chemist by Stephenie Meyer. And then obviously you all knew I was going to talk about The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. This is one of my favourite series of all time, and I definitely mentioned that in the Genius Protagonist video that I did. But this one is about a journalist named Mikael Blomkvist, who enlists the help of a hacker and very intelligent woman named Lisbeth Salander, who very much reminds me of Velma, because Lisbeth will say things sometimes and she doesn't really think about what she's saying before she says it, and it kind of maybe sometimes comes out a little bit wrong. So I think that is exactly Velma. Sometimes she's very much stuck in where she's at, and she doesn't want to kind of like look elsewhere and come up with a kind of softer, nicer way of saying it maybe. But yeah, I really enjoyed that kind of straightforwardness. So yeah, it definitely reminds me of The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo. Although I'd love to see if Velma got tattoos or not. That would be literally hilarious. Next up, the next thing that makes me think of Velma is science. So she's very science orientated. She's very much science is kind of key, and everything she does, she's got loads of like random facts about things. And for that reason, I wanted to talk about Stiff by Mary Roach, which I started reading for the non-fiction readathon by Hungry Bookworm, which I still about halfway through, and I'm really enjoying it so far. I don't think I'm going to finish it in the 2 weeks, just because obviously I'm now reading the Scooby-Doo things, but a massive thank you to Julie for hosting that, because I thought it was amazing personally. This one is about human cadavers, so this talks a lot about dead bodies, and it's a little bit, it's not really gross, because I mean it is a little bit, but most of it's told in like a really matter-of-fact way, which very much is a Velma trait. The other thing about this is that Mary Roach just has all these random facts about certain things which I've never even thought about before in my whole life, but she can come out with them out of nowhere. And yeah, I mean, if you'd have asked me what someone could write about dead bodies, I would never have come up with half of the things in this book. So this definitely is a Velma book, and I do definitely agree that I feel like Velma and Mary Roach would be friends. And then the other one, which is a fiction book, is Cinder by Marissa Meyer. I think that it's YA, which is sort of perfect, because Velma is a YA person. And she also, I don't know, there's just something about Cinder that's got that scientific element in quite like a fun way. And I think that Velma would probably enjoy reading them and then sort of picking them apart and saying why they weren't scientifically correct. But yeah, there's just something about them. I think also there's that like group element in the whole of the Lunar Chronicles series, where there's lots of like the groups of the people, like they've got the mystery gang, but in the Lunar Chronicles they've got like the groups like Crest and all of those people, Scarlet, Winter, all that. So yeah, I think that I kind of see similarities between the two, which I really enjoy. The next trait that always makes me think of Velma is glasses. She wears glasses, and I think eyesight is a big thing for her. So a lot of the times in the TV series, she talks about the fact that when she has her glasses taken off, she can't see anything, which I completely relate to, because without my glasses on, I wouldn't even know if people were standing in front of me. Like genuinely, I can see about 5 to 10 meters ahead of me, but like can see, but that doesn't mean I can actually tell what's there. I can just see like shapes. So I very much relate to that with Velma. So the first protagonist that I wanted to talk about that obviously has the same sort of issue and glasses thing is Harry Potter. So I've obviously talked about Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone by J.K. Rowling, because I think that Harry Potter just has this kind of way about him when he talks about his glasses, because I think it's really cool, because like, I mean, on the front he has glasses. I feel like it was one of those books, because I always thought when I was younger people thought glasses weren't cool, and you were like really geeky and stuff if you had glasses, even though literally it's just literally a piece of glass on your face. Like, I don't understand, but anyway. And I feel like Harry Potter was one of those things that I felt like really cool when I read this when I was young. Like, I felt really cool that I wore glasses like Harry Potter did. And yeah, and this makes me think of Velma, because obviously she's sometimes has that like thing where she thinks that Daphne's cooler than her, and I think she gets a little bit upset about it. And I feel like Harry Potter could have made both of our lives better when we were younger, could have made us both feel like we were cool people. And yeah, I love this book, obviously. And the other one that I wanted to talk about that talks about glasses or sight is All the Light We Cannot See by Anthony Doerr, which is one of my favourite historical fiction books. It was a little bit dry in places, but that's kind of nothing to do with the sight issue. One of the main characters in this is actually a blind girl who is living in the Second World War, and she's trying to figure out what on earth is going on, because obviously she can't see, and she's essentially in a house where there's nobody else there, so she's like trying to figure out where she is and trying to, I mean, it's really interesting. And I think that it definitely makes me think of Velma, because I know that there's been a few sort of mystery cases where she's lost her glasses and she's been completely like relying on other senses, which I think is a really important thing to talk about, because it definitely is a thing. Like, if I got up in the morning and someone had taken my glasses, I would literally not know what to do. So yes, I enjoy reading it in books, seeing like how people deal with things. So yes, that's another one. And then the final section to this video is going to be her strength, and I mean mentally obviously, but I very much mean her physical strength. So if you don't know, most people probably have seen a couple of episodes at least, but one of the things that I've seen Velma do, in fact one of the episodes that's kind of one of my favourites and makes me laugh a lot, is that she literally picks the entire mystery gang up and puts them on her back and then like carries them somewhere. And she has like Viking strength. It's actually amazing. And so her strength is definitely something that makes me think of her. So the first one that I wanted to talk about is about sort of physical strength, and that is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. So obviously I'm talking about Katniss Everdeen, who is an incredibly strong character, both emotionally and also physically. She obviously fights to the, you know, she's essentially involved in a fight to the death kind of scenario where there's a lot of sort of 12 to 18-year-olds essentially all doing the same thing. So I really enjoy that, and I think that Velma would probably do pretty well in the Hunger Games actually. I think, in fact, let me know, which one of the Scooby-Doo gang do you think would win in the Hunger Games? I mean, I'm going Velma every time. And then the other one I wanted to talk about is, again, similarly emotionally and physically strong, and that is The Surgeon by Tess Gerritsen, and by that I'm talking about Jane Rizzoli. I love the TV series Rizzoli and Isles, and I think Rizzoli just has that kind of like physical strength to her, but she also is, again, one of those characters where, I think this is sometimes a bit of a trope, where you have like a physically able person who hasn't got the, like, has no filter, shall we say. Filter is definitely a problem for Jane Rizzoli. She does not have one. And yeah, I really enjoy that. I think that she's amazing, and I definitely think that Velma and her would get on as well. So there you are, guys. What do you agree with the books that I've talked about today in terms of Velma? I very much love her. Like I say, she's one of my favourite characters, and I would continue to aspire to be her for the rest of my life because I think she's great. Let me know if you have any other sort of things that make you think of Velma. And yes, I absolutely love her. Today's video shout out is going to be somebody who is incredibly smart and incredibly brainy, and I somehow associate with the colour orange. Now, I don't know, that could just be me. I think it's like cozy and like happy and makes me smile. So I'm going to be talking today about Olive from the channel abookolive, and I love Olive's channel. I've always loved her channel. She is also the creator of Nonfiction November, which I've been talking about a lot recently because I'm very much excited. It's only 2 months away, and I love nonfiction, which very much is what Olive loves. And yes, I do love her channel. Please go and subscribe to her and support her, because I think that what she does on her channel is absolutely phenomenal. And yes, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and press on the little notification bell and do what Emily from Naval Novels does. Press on the ding-a-ling bell if you want to be notified when I upload, especially because there'll be more videos coming in this series. And yes, I will see you next time for another video. Bye guys.